welcome back to my channel. If you are just joining me today for the first time, you are very much welcome, guys. You know we are back again today with another interesting topic. I want to say welcome to all of my viewers, and you are just coming upon my video today. You are welcome back, guys. My returning viewer, welcome back. Please don't pass by. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon. That way you're going to be notified anytime I upload new video. You know, guys, my channel is all about being informed, inspired, and motivated simply by Boino. My name is Boino, and this is my channel. You are most welcome. Today, I have another interesting topic. Today, we are going to talk about the indigenous people of Liberia. Who are the indigenous people of Liberia? Where did they come from? The indigenous people are the people, those ethnic group of Liberia that were in Liberia before the free slaves came to settle in Liberia. But where did these people come from and who are those people? That's what we are going to talk about today. So without wasting much of your time, guys, let's get straight into our topic. Liberia, guys, is on the west coast of Africa. It's an African country. Liberia has Sierra Leone, bounded by Sierra Leone, Guinea, Africa Coast, and then it has the Atlantic Ocean. Liberia is the only nation in the sub-Sahara that were not under European colony. Liberia was colonized by the American Colonization Society. And so, before Liberia came to being, because we all know that when those free slaves came to Liberia, that's when Liberia was born. But before Liberia came to being, there were people in Liberia before the free slaves came, because we all know that they came and they bought land from the people in Liberia. So who were those people? They were indigenous people. And who were these indigenous people? The indigenous people were tribal people, traditional people, village people, the country people. There were people that were living in Liberia. There were people that came from another place. They did not just rise up from the soil. They too came from somewhere and came to settle in Liberia. And these indigenous people, they are the people that form the tribes of Liberia. And the tribes of Liberia are divided into three speaking groups, three ethnic groups, the 16 tribes of Liberia. So these tribes are divided into three groups, and these three groups of ethnic groups are the indigenous people. And these people came to Liberia different time. So where did these people came from? They came from the forest belt, from the subworld wave. They where they migrated from into Liberia. They passed through the forest like they were looking for some place of their own, some beautiful place, some wonderful place that they could settle. And that's how they found this land and they settled in Liberia. And the first inhabitants of these indigenous people, these tribal peoples that came to Liberia, they were the Gola and the Gisi people. And the Gola and the Gisi people, they came in the 12th century. And they came from North Central Africa. They were later joined by the Crown people, which is the Kwa people, which are the Crown, the Kru, the Day, the Bassa ethnic groups. They were later joined by these people. And these people came from the north and the east. And then around the 15th century, people of the Mende speaking group, the Gio, the Mano, the Loma, the Bandi, the Mende, the Pere, these people, they also migrated into the region. These tribal people, they traded with the Malay people and other kingdoms around the community. Other kingdoms around the north, kingdoms that were surrounding them on the north, they traded with these people. The Crew people, they took out trade with those European merchants. Those people that had their ships, the Crew people were working along with them. They mostly dealt in gold and spices. And then later on, they joined these people in their slavery, in helping them to transport their slaves and things. Like I said in my last video, what the Crew people did for these merchants and these trailers. The indigenous people, they cover about 95% of the population in Liberia. we all know the indigenous people, they are the inhabitants of Liberia. The indigenous people are the ancestors of Liberia. The indigenous people are the people that were in Liberia before the American Liberian people came. They were the people that lived in Liberia before the free slaves came to settle in Liberia. And when those free slaves came to settle in Liberia, that's when Liberia was giving birth. Yeah, they were there, they were minding their business, doing their own trade, doing their own businesses, doing their own thing because they were tribal people. They called them the indigenous people. They weren't exposed. They didn't know anything. But when these slaveries, these people came, they brought changes. They brought development. They brought a lot of things in the country, and then Liberia started to grow and develop and get its name and decided to be a country of its own. But while they were there living their life, doing their own thing, minding their own business, doing their own trade and doing what they were doing during the 12th, up to the 15th century before the free slaves came to settle them. Yeah. When the free slave came, before we knew that that place was Liberia. But before then, before the free slaves came, there were sailors. There were people that sailed along the coastline of Liberia. And during that time, they saw how Liberia were. Liberia had this Malagita pepper, this type of pepper that were growing in Malagita. And those sailors came and they saw it. And they used to call it the green coast because Liberia had a lot of pepper growing in it. The Malagita pepper, those were the names that they had for Liberia during that time. But I'm not going to dwell into that today. That will be another topic for another day. But this is all that we have for you today, telling you where these indigenous people came from. They came from other countries. And these countries that they came from, some of them came from the Egyptian country. They traveled far away and they brought with them those Arab, those Egyptian things, their utensils, their artifacts, their things then that some of them use. They practice their tradition, and some of them still have some of their tradition and their way of life that these indigenous people used to use from the early days that their ancestors still live by. Yeah. So these indigenous people, where they came with the ways, they came with the character, they came with the things that they used to do, that the things that they used to use, they brought all of them into Liberia. So they did not just come to Liberia, they too migrated from somewhere, but they were the first people that came. They saw that land and they settled into that land. And the first inhabitant of Liberia, they were the Gola and the Gisi people. And the ancestors of Liberia are the indigenous people, those ethnic people of Liberia before the American Liberian. So guys, I'm going to stop here today. I hope I make sense. Thank you for viewing my channel. Thank you for staying with me. Please don't forget to leave me your comment in the comment section and hit that bell icon. Subscribe to my channel, guys. Subscribe. If you watch my video, don't just pass by. Subscribe. Support your girl. Subscribe to her channel and give me a thumbs up, okay? Give me the thumbs up. So I see you on my next video. I love you guys. Stay safe. Have a good day. Bye-bye.